This is a tough video to make. This could very well kill my channel, make a lot of people pissed, end my career. But I think if you've been watching this channel long enough, you probably know that I'm a glass full, very positive type person, and I think that maybe ultimately this could be helpful for people. Okay, now we're talking specifically about buyers here today, but to be honest, this same logic and the same reasoning applies to sellers as well. If you don't want to work with me as a professional real estate agent, fine. I don't want to work with you either. Because there's a saying in the industry, and if you've been an agent for just a hot minute, you already know this saying. And the saying is that buyers are liars. Now, we've had buyers say that they wanted to buy acreage, and we showed them a whole bunch of acreages, and ultimately they bought a townhouse. Like, what? We've had buyers ask us to find them a very particular style of home in a very particular area of town. And when we did, we got a call from another competing agent across town mad at us because he thought we stole his client. The buyer was double dipping and having all kinds of agents look for him. We've even heard of buyers buying property as a primary, as their own home to get a better interest rate, but then before it even closes, putting a for rent sign in the front yard. Now, I mean, that's lying, but that's also called mortgage fraud. But most of the time, and probably where the whole buyers are liars phrase comes from, is when agents are working with buyers and they never really buy a house, or they take a really long time, or they say they are in a hurry, but they never buy. Or you show them homes that are exactly what they're looking for, and then they change their mind and don't buy it at all. Or they look and look and look and look and look for years and ultimately never really ever buy. And again, I kind of joke because this isn't a big deal. People's lives change, people change their minds, things happen. That's okay. It's always been that way. Real estate agents understand they're in the service business, and that's just what comes with the territory. It's always been a part of our job, and our job is to serve. And for the vast majority of people out there, they're trying to do their thing. They're trying to figure out their life. They're trying to decide, how to make this gigantic decision. Things come up and things change, and heck, I'm really not even complaining, even though maybe it sounds like I am. I was dramatic in the beginning of the video. But sometimes savvy people do understand that they can kind of effectively use agents as free guides. They use them for free information, maybe to tour around town for a weekend for nothing. Maybe they use agents to get to tour really sexy homes without any real intent of buying them. Maybe even for a free lunch or coffee, because yeah, I'll buy. And nobody ever really knows what people's secret intentions are, but all that is about to change. Because guess what? Agents can't be used anymore. We are not free. We are not just door openers. Now, there are all kinds of problems with this NAR lawsuit, if you've been tracking with us for the last probably year now, and the rules that have come out of it with regards to how businesses transacted. I gotta say, it's been a giant pain in the butt the last 3 months. They've taken a system that worked really, really well and just made a mess of it. Now, for the most part, these changes aren't really affecting how real estate's actually transacted as far as the fees go. It's just kind of made a mess of it. So we have to do crazy videos like this to explain everything. But I do believe, however, that this next change that we're about to kind of reveal to you will ultimately make things better for buyers, sellers, and agents if you heed this very important warning. Because today in the United States, if a buyer wants to go look at even a single home, tour a single home, do a private showing of a single home with an agent, you have to have a buyer's agreement, aka a contract, saying that you and we're gonna work together. I'm gonna help you buy a house and you're gonna pay me. Don't worry, we'll get to the details on that part later. I don't want you to waste my time. You don't want me to waste your time because we are serious about doing this thing. You're committed to me, I'm committed to you, but here's the warning. What if you sign a contract with an agent you don't like? Or what if you sign a contract with an agent you don't know that you don't like because you just met him? Time out, because this is a huge difference from what it used to be. Before, you could play the field. You could talk to a bunch of agents. You could go to an open house. You could go walk in the door of some high traffic brokerage down on Main Street. You could talk to your neighbors and your friends and figure out who it was that they used and talk to them. You could just go to Google. You could look on YouTube. And you could actually go look at a few different homes with different agents typically, and just kind of figure out who you vibe with, or how it works, or whether or not you really like them, you know? And then before actually writing a contract on a house, you could then kind of pick which one you really wanted to work with. And I only say this, and there'll be people out there that are agents that are like, that's never the way it was. But the majority of agents didn't have buyer agreements, because buyer agreements have been around forever. Most agents never had people sign buyer agreements. That's why buyers could play the field. Okay, time back in, because that is no more. Now you must sign a buyer representation agreement or buyer agency agreement before you can step foot into a single house, which is a huge difference from the way it used to be. I mean, this is a massive difference. Before any agent can open a door for you, you guys have to enter into a buyer agency agreement before anything else. And in most cases, you're stuck with them, contractually stuck with them for that house. In fact, there are a few different options within these agreements. For example, you could sign an agreement with the buyer's agent to only be in effect for one house, one particular house, or for a particular set or series of houses. Or on the other side, it could be for any house, but within a certain area, or for a certain time frame, like 5 years. I'm just kidding, 2 years. Well, whatever. I would never do a 2-year agreement. You shouldn't either. Point is, you could be stuck with the wrong agent for the purchase, a purchase, any purchase. What if you don't actually like the agent? I mean, what if your brother ends up recommending some agent that he used and you just kind of go with it, and then you learn that he's actually a jerk and you can't stand him? But it's too late. You sign an agreement and you're stuck. Okay, all right, now I should, in fairness, state that our agreement and most of the agreements that I've become aware of do have an option to just kind of unilaterally cancel. Just rip it up and we're done there. Mutually or unilaterally terminated. However, if you want to buy a house with an agent that's different from the one that actually showed it to you, you are actually liable and responsible to pay that other agent too. Let me say that again. If you see a house with an agent, that's the agent that you will still ultimately need to pay and or work with, even if you cancel the agreement. Okay, super quick note on buyer agent fees, because that's changed as well. The easiest way to describe it is that buyers are going to agree to pay a set fee to their buyer's agent up front. That's kind of in this contract that we're talking about. Now, in most cases, the vast majority of cases, that buyer's agent will still get paid out of the proceeds of the sale from the seller. One tiny little difference between the old way and the new way: before, the buying agent got paid from the selling agent, and nowadays they're getting paid directly from the seller, not the selling agent. And ultimately, in the event that the amount that the seller is going to pay the buying agent and the amount that the buying agent has contractually agreed upon with the buyer is different, further negotiations will, have to happen. But back to picking the right agent. Be careful. I'm not kidding. I have, shockingly, a lot of examples and stories of clients who started working with one set of agents, ultimately decided that they didn't get along very well, found us, made moved to us representing them, and then we went along and had a really great and happy transaction. And not to brag, but the clients were super thankful that they found us and that they were able to work with us instead of the people that they were working with before. Or on the other side, where buyers actually did buy a house with an agent that they were, I guess, unfamiliar with. And then, maybe just a year later decide that that wasn't the right move for them. And then they end up coming to us to sell. And we're scratching our heads going, man, why didn't this agent actually explain this a little better to you? Because this purchase was not a good decision. I talk with clients all the time who didn't like the last agent that they work with. Heck, I'll be honest, I'm probably an agent that somebody didn't like working with in the past. It happens to everybody. Sometimes there's clients that I wish that I hadn't worked with either. I don't care how much the commission was, it wasn't worth it. I have stories. Point is, agents aren't all created equal, but neither are the clients. So take the time to really understand who you want to work with. So in a really long way around the block, our primary objective here is to get you to understand that you really need to know, like, and trust who you're about to go into this transaction with. This is in your very best interest. Just grabbing any old agent that you bump into to do this is a risk. It's a genuine risk. If you've been following us and our channel for a while, this is why we do it. To build relationships with our viewers, to show without a doubt that we know what we're talking about, that we've helped hundreds of clients over the years, and to give you a sense of who we are and how we operate. And if you vibe with us, you know who you're dealing with. We hear it all the time that we are exactly who we show and portray on all our videos. And I just kind of chuckle because, yeah, that's who we are. We care. Almost to a fault sometimes. And the good news for us is that the vast majority of clients that we've met through our YouTube, channel have been amazing clients. We have the best fans who eventually turn into our best clients and sometimes our best friends. So thank you to everyone out there who watches our channel. Whether you are just using us for information or you're genuinely interested in using our services in real estate, we do appreciate you. But we also do want to work with you. Probably. But there's only one way to find out. Reach out and let's connect. You can, hit the little subscribe button. So obviously if you haven't already, that's kind of crazy. We hope that you subscribe to our channel. And when you're ready to reach out, you can reach out to us at krommrealestate.com. And we look forward to hearing your story. Thanks for watching. We'll see you over in the next video.